I don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad. Everybody's out of work or scared of losing their job. The dollar buys a nickel's
Katherine,
worth.
hit the thing that lets me into your Facebook. You should get something.
Running wild in the
telling
street,
me that you gotta let me in.
Seems to know what to do, and there's no end to it. The air is unfit to breathe, and our food is unfit to eat. And we sit watching our TVs while some local newscaster tells us that today we had 15 homicides and 63 violent crimes, as if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. It's like everything everywhere is going crazy, so we don't go out anymore. We sit in the house, and slowly the world we're living in is getting smaller, and all we say is, please, at least leave us alone in our living rooms. Let me have my toaster and my TV and my steel-belted radios, and I won't say anything. Just leave us alone. Well, I'm not going to leave you alone. I want you to get mad. I don't want you to protest. I don't want you to riot. I don't want you to write to your congressman because I wouldn't know what to tell you to write. I don't know what to do about the depression and the inflation and the Russians and the crime in the street. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value. So, I want you to get up now. I want all of you to get up out of your chairs. I want you to get up right now and go to the window, open it, and stick your head out and yell, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this 600th episode of the Political Spotlight. I'm your host, Kristopher H. Bilbrey. Wherever you are watching from, I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, this is a big, big, big deal. We are going to be talking about a very specific situation. We're going to be talking about a race for state senate in District 25. Okay. And I'm fully aware that everybody that listens to this does not live in District 25. However, if you want to put out of your mind the district, if you want to put out of your mind the office, if you want to put out of your mind the name of the candidate, let's say you dislike this candidate. Let's say you hate this candidate. That's all perfectly fine. It has nothing, tonight's message has nothing to do with the district, with the race, with the office, with the candidate. It doesn't have anything to do if you're a Republican or you're a Democrat or you hate the Republicans or you hate the Democrats or you hate the Libertarians or you hate the Independents or you are all of those things. Tonight's message simply will be about one thing. It will be about the death of America. It will be about the attack on America's building blocks, the foundation that our country was built upon. And I am not being hyperbolic. I am not being clickbaity. This is a very serious situation. You know how people are out there saying, oh, the elections were rigged, the machines were fake, they had so many extra ballots. Forget all of that. Forget all of that. They don't have to rig the machines. They don't have to have illegals voting. They don't have to have one person filling in 10, 15, 20, 500 ballots. What we're going to be talking about tonight, ladies and gentlemen, is the ability of the people in control, the ability of the powers that be to change the election, to change the outcome, to fix the situation. The fix is in far before a vote is ever cast, be it a legal vote or an illegal vote. The fix is in before any machines are ever plugged in, tampered with, or ran correctly. The fix is in before anyone votes absentee or votes on the day of. The powers that be, if what happens that we're going to be talking to you tonight happens, America will be dead. Period. That's it. This will be the start of the end. And maybe not in all aspects of America. Maybe it'll just be here in the state of Indiana. But if they will do it here in the state of Indiana, if they will do it here in District 25, if they'll do it here in Central Indiana, East Central Indiana, if they'll do it here in Madison County, if they'll do it here in your little small city or your little small town, then it can be done literally everywhere. And this is not hyperbole at all, folks. This is dead. This is probably the most important show we've ever done. And I'm going to tell you this, it'll probably be the most important show that we will ever do, because we're going to be talking about what is right and what is wrong. And I've had my eyes closed through this monologue, but I just looked up and saw Cindy Ponchett say, this has been around since Adam and Eve. And that is very true. We are talking about right, wrong, light, dark. If you're religious, we're talking about good and evil. Whatever you want to say, whatever you want to put on it, that is what we're talking about. And this is the most important thing. Now, we're going to bring on a guest. You guys know it's not a guest, it's the contributing correspondent, Katherine Callahan. Before we bring her on and we launch into this Madison County District 27 stuff. And remember, if you're like, Madison County, Katherine, fine. Black all of her information out. But listen to the message, because I'm serious. This is probably the most intense, serious message I have ever shared. And I truly, truly, truly believe that. Please share this episode. Please like this. Probably more important than anything else I've ever said. Please, let's get the algorithms up. Hit the like if you've never done it before. If you're here and you don't comment, go in and comment a period. We need to get this in front of as many eyes as possible. Republicans, Democrats, people who hate politics. If you love your life in America, we are teetering on a very serious change here. And we're going to talk about all of that. Before we get there, I have to say, a couple of hours ago, as I was preparing for this show, I noticed that we got a big change here in Delaware County. Folks, we not a big change. It's more of the same, actually. We are now just about 4 hours away from the end of the filing period. The government buildings tomorrow will open at 8:39, and then you'll have, until noon to file. And I knew that we would see some great things happening. We would see some scary things happening. And I just want to launch into the fact that earlier today or maybe late yesterday, the Republican Party chairman who in Delaware County, who has his hands on literally everything, wants to be everything, has now filed to run for District 34 simply because he does not like the fact that the principal of Muncie Central Schools, Chris Walker, has filed. And so he filed, and I assume because his name goes above Chris Walker's, and his hope is that he can throw some votes off or do something. Tim Overton is an imbecile. Tim Overton. What did I say? Okerson? No, not Okerson. That's my old father-in-law's name. Not that. Tim Overton. Sorry. Tim Overton is an imbecile. I don't understand. He's got some things going wrong with him, a little off. He has no business running the party. He has no business being District 34. He's not even running to win. He's running to jack with elections. And that's what this whole episode is going to be about. So I'm letting you guys know that I will be live tomorrow at 9 because tomorrow is the filing deadline end. And so we will go through tomorrow evening who all has filed. It'll probably be a short show. I won't be on long, but I do want to go through all of the filings. So we will do that tomorrow. It'll be a special Friday night show. episode 601. So you can tune in here tomorrow, Friday night, and we will be doing that. We'll talk more about this tomorrow. But tonight, we're going to bring up Katherine, and we're going to get into this because this is pretty serious. This is I guess I won't say life and death. That might be a little. Maybe it is. I don't know. Maybe it is life and death. So we'll have to see. Katherine, what's tonight was supposed to be very different. Tonight was going to be us.
Wasn't it,
Katherine, about running and all the excitement of that, and then things quickly changed. So I just want to tell you this, and then you can take off on whatever madness you've got. But I do want to talk about this just for a second before we start, before we get into the doom and the gloom and the crazy. You filed to run for District 25 yesterday. I went down with you and helped record it and monitor what was happening, and we put it out for folks to see. And in my opinion, it was supposed to be. It's a joyous day. Listen, here's the thing. Always at the beginning of the filing period and at the end of the filing period, I always say, like, I don't care who you are. I'm glad that you filed. People putting their names in the hat and being willing to go through this process. It's a difficult process. Look, you got to deal with people like me and a lot of other assholes out there. I get it. So I'm always happy to see America working. It makes me so proud to be in the county buildings all throughout Indiana, to be in the clerk's offices, to be at the State House. It's such a solemn and honor-filled event, and it's always such an amazing thing to see democracy, to see our government in action. And I was honored to be with you. You filed to run for Indiana State Senate District 25, which is most of Madison County. It's the Senate district, so it's most of Madison County. It goes over into Hamilton County a little bit, Cicero, all of that. The current office holder there is Mike Gaskell. He's been there too long. It's time for him to go. Whether you beat him or somebody else beats him, he needs to go. It's time to go. He's not doing the job for the people. But I just want to ask you, just briefly, before we launch into all of the doom and the gloom, why did you want to run?
Well, listen, there's only one reason that I ran. It's not why did I want to run. The only reason why I ran was for the people who are voiceless, for the people who are constantly told to sit down, for the people who your property taxes have gone crazy, for the people who can't afford to put food on the table because you have to choose between, do I keep the lights on? Do I continue to take this crappy water, or do I buy food? I mean, that's why I ran, because we don't have a voice anymore, and they want us to accept their crumbs. Well, I'm not going to accept anybody's crumbs. That's not going to ever happen with me. Katherine cannot be bought. She cannot be sold. It's just not going to happen. And, yesterday was, Chris will tell you, it was going down there and he's like, are you excited? There were lots of mixed emotions to do it. It's a scary process to go through. And I am extremely grateful that Kristopher took the time to go with me and to go down there. And, we went down there and people are out rioting or whatever you want to call it about ice in front of the building. And we go down there and to walk into this area and to see everybody, and it's so busy. It's not quiet. There's so much going on.
Have you been down there? Have you frequently been in the State House?
My children for like school trips. And I want to tell everybody that there was lots of laughter yesterday. At one point, I don't know if Kristopher has the picture, but at one point we're going through the parts where you have to get wanded and do all that great stuff, right?
I wish I would have took pictures of this. I didn't.
It's so First I had to go through the thing like 4 or 5 times, right? And I'm like, listen, I don't have an IUD. I'm like, I don't know what the problem here is, people. And so I'm emptying out my pockets, and I've got like 15 receipts still left from Christmas. I got tissues. I got lipstick. He goes, why would you bring lipstick? What was the lipstick that was setting it off? Right.
Yeah.
So I had no idea. So then she goes, you guys are so great. She goes, are you guys married? Christopher turns around and goes, well, hell no.
Said no.
I had just met her out on the sidewalk.
I was driving into the city, and I saw some woman on the corner, and I rolled the window down and said, how much?
Right.
And Catherine got in
the car.
Yeah, right.
So it was a day filled of laughter and fun. We just kind of walked around and were amazed at everything that was going on. So it was a great day. And so then, Kristopher never listens to me. I would always listen to me if I were you. So we come out, and before we even get going, I'm like, Kristopher, I think your tire's a little low. He's like, no, it's not. I'm like, oh, but I think it is. So he's like, and I'm like, oh, so we're taking my car. So we took my car, but he wanted to drive, which was fine. So when we come back, Kristopher's like, look at that.
I think that is a little low.
I think that is a little low. So anyways, but it was a great time.
Hey, real quick before we move on from there, it was cool because they were in session yesterday, and we had to walk into the Senate clerk's office, which is literally if you watch what goes on at the State House ever, any of the times that we've ever done videos or whatnot of what's going on down there, you will see that there are these groupings of windows that they have there, and it shows like what's going on. And if you're ever watching that, it's really interesting, because when we walked into the office yesterday, and I've been to the House side several times, and I've been on the Senate floor, I've been in the media area of the Senate. I've never been in that office exactly, and I had not seen this. But literally, I'm going to show you this here. Here is an old video from back when we were dealing with the redistricting. But when you're watching these people giving testimony, Katherine and I were through this window, and literally the lady that was helping us, Katherine, that the thing that shows up here, this is her like bookcase. So Katherine and I were literally right here on the side of this wall. I so much wanted to go stick my head in this window frame and be like, hello, because you would have seen me. It would have been there. They were in session, and we were there. And so it's really cool to be there. It's always a fun time being there. I'm glad that we were able to go down and watch Katherine file. I was honored to be there with her. People don't realize this, but doing this, filing to run for this for you, is really kind of a pain in the ass. Like, you don't have to do this. You don't need to do this. It's better if you don't. I mean, you're doing this for a very valid reason.
There's plenty of things for me to be involved in. There is nothing about me that is like, hey, I got all this extra time on my hands, I might as well just go do this, right? So I want to give you a perfect example of why I'm doing this, okay? And we are going to answer this question. This is something that just came in at 8:05. Hi, I had been thinking about possibly trying to run and contest Pierce for District 36 as a Republican, but not sure if I am eligible. I did not vote last year, and I have recently moved and don't have an updated ID yet. I also don't know anything about finance committees. I know tomorrow is the deadline at noon. I didn't want to waste my time if I was not eligible to file. Would you be able to advise? That right there is a perfect example of why I'm running. Because people don't know. They want us stupid. They want us ignorant. They don't want us to be anywhere near or part of this. And I think the answer to this gentleman here that's writing, Kristopher, is because he hasn't changed his address. He can't.
He won't be. He's not eligible.
Apply.
Unfortunately, he's not eligible. First of all, if he just moved here and he's not voted, first of all, nobody voted last year because there was no election. So if he is not voted in a primary in the state of Indiana, he would need to be. I don't know if he's wanting to run as a Democrat or a Republican, but if he wants to run against Kyle Pierce at the state in state house, he would have to be signed off on by the party chairwoman, and that's just simply not going to happen. They should hear him out. They should be willing to talk to him, and they should say, hell yeah, let the best man win. But they don't do that. That's part of what we're going to be talking about tonight. And so, unfortunately, he's not eligible. And while they could make him eligible, they could sign him off.
Sure.
They will not.
Correct. And what I want people to really understand, let's talk about how dirty the Republican Party in Madison County is. Now, let me be clear to you. That's not slander. That is a true statement. A true statement. Because today in Madison County, Rick Gardner, our commissioner of District 2, decided he didn't like who was running as treasurer because it was a no name and nobody had put in for it. So he went and filed to be the treasurer. When they're trying to cover up and control the money so much, we're on to something. And I want to say to the person who has applied for that treasurer position, I applaud you.
Who is it?
The gentleman, he reached out to me and Actually, I'm going to be honest with you. The guy who reached out to me, I'm like, hey, he wanted to be involved. He wanted to run for something. He seemed very well versed. So I said to him, hey, why don't you, instead of running for the seat that you're looking for, because there's already several people in that position, why don't you think about treasurer? And so he went back. He messaged me a couple days ago, just randomly on Messenger. And he went and looked and he's like, that's a great idea. So what did he do? He went in and he put in for treasurer yesterday afternoon. That's what I'm here for. I love it when people reach out to me and they're asking me these questions like, what should I do? That's what you want. Because like I told this gentleman yesterday, I said, you know what? Follow the money. If anything, that's why I ran for auditor. Listen, I could have run for coroner. I would have won. There is no question in my mind that if I would have run for coroner, I would have won. But the problem is that I was going to be in the same, stall, the same roadblock. Russ Willis, we took seat in Madison County, January 1 of 2021. On December 29th of 2020, Russ Willis called every single person on the council and told them, do not give this office one dime.
Yeah.
That's your Republican chair over a Republican who won the seat. Not only did we win the seat, we won the seat without any of his help.
Yeah.
And that is what becomes the problem. Michelle Daniels was one of our biggest cheerleaders for us to win. And then after we won, she felt she owned us. And she's telling me, I have to kiss the ring. I have to do what Russ tells me to do. I said, you have me sadly confused with someone because that's never going to happen.
It must be that other Katherine Callahan running around.
Yeah, I'm not sure where she's at. It must be the Korean over there because the Irish one, she's not working to that.
Yeah.
Now, I am not one to bring up race much, but we have no minorities in the in the county. I mean, I consider women minorities, and there are some women, right? But if you look at any representation, we don't have anyone in the county except for white Americans. And I don't have a problem with that. But it sure does seem like this crazy witch hunt. But I think Russ wanted to even the balance a little bit.
I'll be honest. I think that discredits you too much. I don't think that's it. I don't think it's. I'll be honest. I don't think it's got anything to do with your race.
Oh, I think it because he has said that to me in the 2022 when he challenged me. All I did for that was apply for state delegate. But to even the playing field, he decided what to do. He decided to go after Nicole too. So here he comes. He's coming after Nicole. Now, you know what the punishment is, everybody? The punishment for telling the truth or asking questions or calling out misappropriations, he believes should be 10 years.
Wait. We're getting to, you're acting, we gotta, the problem a lot of times is you're talking like people know the information that we know. So we gotta reel this way back. We filed yesterday. No one even knows what the hell we're talking about. So, okay. And I know we've posted
yesterday for District 35 or District
25. And so when we got home about 5:30. We got home. She probably got home sooner than I did because I dropped her off back at her place, and then I got home about 5:30. And then I was preparing for the show. We had a long show last night. I had a lot to do for it. And I was preparing. My phone actually died, and I plugged it in, and I didn't realize that it was not on. And so I looked back, and I was like, man, nothing's went off in a few minutes. So what's happening? And I looked, and I was like, oh, damn, it's off. And so I plugged it on, and literally as I'm going live, I start getting messages from Katherine. I'm getting messages from producer Kate, who is with us, by the way, and doing wonderful. And I actually saw the message from Kate first, and the message from Kate simply said this. Let me pull this up here because I want to read it as it is. The message from Kate said, and I saw the first just couple words, and I thought, shit, it's going to be crazy. So the very first thing that I saw is Katherine has already, that's all I saw. I saw Katherine has already, that's the only thing I saw. And I knew it before I even opened the rest of the message up. I knew what it was going to say. And the message that Kate sent like at 9 sometime last night says, Katherine has already been challenged as a Republican not in good standing. And so I was like, what the hell? And I'll be honest, when I first read this, I thought, Katherine's told Kate that it's something that she's thinking. That didn't happen.
You always think I have all these weird thought processes.
Yes. Well, it's because I still try to think like, there's no way we just, nobody knows we filed. Like, yeah, we put out a video or whatever, but we filed at the end of the day. So nothing's happening. Now, what I did not know at the time is, and this is wild, because the name of the episode, this is the 600th episode, big episode. The name of the episode is Russ Willis and Co.'s Attempt to Destroy America. And again, ladies and gentlemen, I do not believe that is hyperbolic. I really believe what they're doing is destroying America. We'll get more into that. But I was just like, there's no way they challenged you. That we filed at the end of the day. Like they didn't get down to Indianapolis. They didn't do. There's no way.
I was ready to shut my eyes.
Yeah.
And it was, I don't know, 9:30, 10 o'clock. And I look and I'm like, what is this from Jessica Piper? Isn't she with Chris's? Why would she be messaging me?
Yeah. That's right. So Jessica Piper, who is a Delaware County councilor, but she's also sits on the 5th district Republican. It's like so much government, so much party. So there's local parties at the county level. Then each congressional district has its district like Republican leadership, and then the state leadership. And so this 5th district leadership, Darren Reese is the chairman. Kelly Hewer is the vice chairwoman, and she also happens to be the Madison County Republican chairwoman. Jessica Piper, who is a Delaware County councilor, she's also the vice president of the Delaware County Party. She's also the secretary of the 5th District Party. And then Mario Masselmini, his name is ridiculous, but the guy from Hamilton County, and he's treasurer. And they sent this thing, and Kate put up on the screen there, and she's right. So, and we'll get into this. There's a couple different ways to challenge or complain or whatever. But they had, I was going to call this episode like Back to the Future or some shit like that, because I got to looking through this, and of course this complaint was filed by Russ. And if you're like, what's the Phantom of the Opera guy doing up there? This is a picture of Russ Willis. This was kind of in better days. This was, I think he was still on still the chair of the party when this picture was taken. Yeah, right. And so this is Russ Willis here.
He's completely lost his mind.
Well, yeah. Well, he filed this.
These people have bitten off their nose to spite their face.
Absolutely.
I mean, I don't know where anybody's been, but if anybody believes that Catherine's going to go sit in the corner, she's going to crawl up in a ball, she's going to go away, and she's going to quit fighting for the people, yeah, that's never going to happen.
Well,
and simply put, people, I could do that. I simply could just walk away and never look back, and I'm going to be just fine. But
I want you guys to see this. Russ right here, he filed this. He filed this complaint on January 10th, 2026. So that's like 3 weeks ago, 3 weeks and like 6 or 7 days ago that he filed. He filed this to stop her from running before she filed. She filed yesterday, but he must have had a crystal ball. And so it's probably good to just read. So this is what Katherine got. And then while I was on the show and trying to produce a show, and Kate's helping me produce a show, we're going through this. Like, I'm trying to read through this stuff at the same time, and I'm just getting like more mad and irate. So this is the first thing here, and this is very important. Okay, right here, we're gonna put this up. I'm gonna put this up on the screen so you guys can see this and we can read through this together. Because I think that you guys need to see this, and people will see this, and then they will know kind of what's happening as we're going along, because this is important. Again, I feel like this is, in my opinion, the destruction of America. Because first and foremost, so I want to be clear. In the state of Indiana law, the Constitution, the Indiana Constitution and Indiana law says, in order to run for public office at the local or state level, okay, we're not going to talk about federal right now. We're just talking about at the local or state level. You have to be 18 years of age or older. So you have to be 18 or older. You have to be a registered voter in the area that you're planning to run. So if you want to run for mayor, you have to live in the city. If you want to run for commissioner, you have to live in the county. If you want to run for a district city council or district county council, you have to live in that district. If you want to run for sheriff, you have to live in the county. If you want to run for prosecutor, you have to live in the county and you have to be an attorney. If you want to run for judge, you have to live in the county and be an attorney. But for the other seats that you don't have to have like special, be an attorney or anything for, you just have to be 18. You have to live in the area. So for District 25, Katherine has to live in District 25. So she's over the age of 18. She is a registered voter, and she's a registered voter where she lives, which is in District 25. You have to have a clean record of felonies. So she's not a convicted felon. So she's there. So you have to be 18, registered voter, live in the district, and you have to not be a felon. And that's it. The Indiana state law, the Constitution says that you can run for political office if that fits. And then it's Katherine's First Amendment right, as it is anybody's, and her freedom of assembly, for her to decide what political party that she fits with. So Katherine believes in her mind and in her heart and her morals and values that she is. I don't believe Katherine's a Republican that we see. She's a different type of a Republican. She's a conservative, constitutionally minded Republican. And so that's where she decides to run. And so that's what state law says. But these jokers outside of state law have something else in mind. And so this complaint here says that it looks real official, and everything looks real special and looks, like, ooh, it really looks like it's something. 5th District, here's all this. And look, if you want to email any of these people,
absolutely,
and you want to be disappointed, you can do that.
And if you want to put up their phone numbers and you want to call them, I mean, let's look at this, people. You honestly think that Kelly Hewer is not behind this mess? You honestly think that Mike Gaskell is not involved in this? You think Kyle Pierce isn't involved? They're all involved in this. I mean, that's what is so horrible about the whole thing. I mean, is Mario an attorney? Because that's what it looks like with his address.
Yeah, he is.
And that's what's so sad about any of this. These people met prior to sending this on January 27th.
January 27th.
They met. Now, nobody could send me anything on January 27th. Why didn't you just send it to me? I wouldn't have gone and opened a bank account. I wouldn't have gone and run all the way around. But this was all a strategic play.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, all of this was.
This says notice of hearing responding to affidavit seeking response from authority to hear complaint. I mean, even that is a bunch of just word garble.
I mean, these people claim they don't know where I live. Clearly you do.
Yeah, they somehow got this. They somehow were managed to get this to you. That's really crazy. So it says this notice of hearing is issued pursuant to the rules of the rules, not the law, the rules of the Indiana Republican State Committee, Rule 1-37. The officers of the 5th District of the Indiana State Republican Party convened on January 27th, 2026 at 7 p.m. to discuss the affidavit seeking response from authority to hear complaint that was filed by Russ Willis against Katherine Callahan.
And I'd just like to stop you right there. Russ Willis, as you watch this show tonight, you can address me as Dr. Katherine Callahan, because I do believe I have earned that. Absolutely. I have gone to the schooling and I have the degrees. So as far as I'm concerned, when you want to write my name or say my name, you can say Dr. Katherine Callahan. Oh, that's right. You don't believe that you have to address people by their titles.
Russ Willis is such a turd.
He is.
A copy of this affidavit is attached. The purpose of this January 27th meeting was to determine if the affidavit was properly filed and if there was merit shown in the affidavits and evidence included therein to warrant a hearing before the officers of the 5th District of the Indiana State Republican Party. It was decided that there was merit set forth in the affidavit to warrant a hearing before the officers of the 5th District of the Indiana State Republican Party. The hearing will be set Monday, February 16th, 2026 at 2 p.m. at the Delaware County Republican headquarters located at 301 West Main Street, Muncie, Indiana. Hearing procedures will be provided to all parties prior to the hearing date. And then this was typed up 2 days ago. So still a day before she actually even filed. And then as per, okay, so we get down through there. Okay, that's what this is. Okay, then we're gonna kill that there, and we're gonna come over here, take a look at this.
Now, I want everybody to remember this, that Katherine Callahan, Dr. Katherine Callahan, has a real job. So now my Monday patients will have to be moved to accommodate these shenanigans.
Yeah, because the meeting isn't beneficial for, the people that they're wanting to hear from. It's not set at like 5:30, 6:30, 7 p.m. It's not set in Madison County. It's not set in District 25. Katherine now has to drive out of the district into Delaware County, which is not in District 25. Cancel patients and be there
money
at 2 p.m. Hire an attorney, and go through the whole rigmarole. So here's the form, and it says, Russ Willis, respondent Katherine Callahan, I, Russ Willis, do solemnly swear that the facts listed below to be true and correct. Documents to support the complaint are attached hereto. Please list Indiana Republican State Committee rules, statutes, procedures, actions, or any related instance of alleged violation below, or attach a separate document hereto. Okay, so this is what he apparently put in his complaint. Katherine supported at least 9 Democrat candidates. Katherine disrupts goved. Okay, she disrupts the government.
What, managements? Because I've never seen MGTS as meetings ever. Because the T becomes before the G. I guess that's the difference between my doctorates and whatever he's done with his life. And clearly he doesn't understand the word slander.
Yeah.
Because I got all kinds of proof on that.
Slanders.
I'll show you, Russ Willis, what slander is.
Yeah.
What you have done, I will show you what that is.
Star that comment there, Kate, if you can, Joe's comment, because we will come back to that, Joe. Accuses elected officials. Okay. So I look at this and as a First Amendment advocate, as a First Amendment purist, I have a major issue with this. So first of all, I don't care what the rules of the party say. If you don't want to deem me a Republican, that's fine. You and your party can deem me not a member in good standing. Stick your heads up your asses and tell each other that I'm not a member in good standing all you want. You don't get to decide what I am. I get to decide that. I am deciding that. So I know that the party and the people of the party, they have their First Amendment rights too, and they have their freedom of assembly, and they can say, hey, we don't want them in their assembly. Guess what? Katherine doesn't want to be a part of their assembly. Katherine's not running to be party chair. She's not running to be a part of the 5th district. She's not running to be a part of the Republican Party. She's running to be an elected official for the people of District 25 and for all of Indiana. So whether she supported Democrats or not, that's her prerogative.
I mean,
and they should not violate her rights.
Let me ask everybody this, okay? Because Russ is causing a lot of confusion here with his definitions. And he probably needs to learn how to make complete sentences, go to the next line, and do all of those great things.
Yeah.
But accuses, what are accuses? Are those accusations? For example, Auditor Todd Culp is having an affair with his chief deputy. Now, is that slander or is that a fact? Is that an accusation? Or is that
I have no
proof?
clue. I didn't make that. I don't know why. Right? I've never heard such crazy. I've heard those rumors. But yeah.
What the word of that is that a rumor? No. Is that a factual statement? Absolutely. I mean, yeah, here's another one. Rachel Landers. She was left as the POA of Larry the Can Man's stuff. She was supposed to make sure everything got to where it's supposed to be. She was supposed to give all of the money and proceeds to the Ronald McDonald House. She's an elected official. She gave about $8,000 and she gave over $50,000 away and used it for other means. Now, is that an accusation? Is that slander? No, it's the truth. And that's what I am doing.
Hey.
And right before I came on this show, a clip had come up and popped up for me about a few good men. And this is the same situation. These people simply can't handle the truth. You can spin these words all the way you want, but I want everybody to understand, if I'm removed from this ballot over this, I'm going to get my electric mixer out and I am going to light up social media.
Well, I'll tell you this. You used the can't handle the truth from A Few Good Men. From that, that's a great quote. I'm going to use a quote that I've just recently learned, and that is, if the shoe fits, he's free to wear it.
And listen, if you don't want to be talked about, it's very simple. Let me give you another example. Ken Kaczynski, surveyor Ken Kaczynski. Let's talk about him for a minute, okay? Let's talk about him.
This is going.
Do you see me running my mouth about him? No. Why?
No.
Because he gets up and he does the right thing. He goes to work and he earns a paycheck. Does he need this? He doesn't need this. But he does it because he cares about the people. The same reason why I would run. So here's the thing. I will give the accolades where the accolades. This has nothing to do with, she likes Ken. No, this has to do with the fact that when people are having problems with drainage, and I give them, call the surveyor's office, talk to him. Ken goes out and actually looks at the property and tries to figure out what he can do to help the people. Isn't that what we're supposed to do? Yes. So if you don't want to be talked about, then quit playing your footsies and do your job.
Well, yeah. Here's the thing. People always say, "Well, you just don't say anything very good." I hear people saying, "Well, Rob Kendall yelled a lot and he was very negative." Look, there's not a lot of positive things going on.
No.
Point out
people
something
can't put
positive
food on the table.
Right.
People can't get clean water in Madison County.
Right.
You
Put
don't
something
see
positive
any
out,
official
and we'll deal with it.
the forefront saying we got a problem with the water.
Yeah.
What they say is we need to raise your taxes because, well, we think that'll fix the water, but we don't know what's wrong with the water. Give me a break. You know exactly what's wrong with the water.
The problem is the Republican Party does not want it. It comes back to Reagan's 11th commandment: "Thou shalt not talk ill of a fellow Republican." And that is a load of horse shit.
What is talking ill? The truth is not talking ill.
Yeah, right. No, I know. That's right.
That's the difference. I am not saying anything that's untruthful. I want him to show me about the slander. I mean, the things get much better here, people. I mean, this is only a snippet of what he's gone to in the extremes.
Oh, yeah.
He put in a 90-page thing.
Yeah. Well, and so that's what it says there. Then it says, please list the relief that you are seeking in order to benefit the Indiana Republican state committees and resolve the existing problem using IRSC rules and statutes or attached separate documents here too. So Russ Willis, who is nobody, he's literally not one of our nobodies. Like, he is legitimately no one. He's not a state member. He's a has-been or never was.
Oh, okay. No, wait a minute. That's right. He was a Democrat councilman at one point, I understand.
Yeah.
And now he's part of the Republican regime? No, you're not.
No, now he's not.
You were ousted, Russ.
Yeah.
Go sit down. Yeah, you know why you were? Because you committed election issues. Yeah. You did that. You violated canvassing. You did that. So where's the ownership on that?
A prosecutor actually wrote and said that he had committed all of this. Now, they didn't take the extra step forward and charge it with anything.
Because we don't have a prosecutor who's going to do that in Madison County. And that's the dangerous part of all of this, people, is that we do not have – listen, Andrew Hanna's going to win because he's not contested. But I'm going to tell you something. What takes place here with my case, there are several kids now who are in law school. They have reached out to me. They are watching this. They were so excited to see that I did Senate. Like, these kids are Madison County kids, right? They are already completing their first and second year of law school. And they are saying, now that they've seen this challenge, we will come back and run. Dr. Callahan, you helped us through high school. We will come back and run against these officials. So bring it. And I will put as much as I can into anybody who wants to run in 20, what will that be? So 25,
4 years
so
from now.
2029, I will put anything in there if I have to, if Andrew Hanna lets this go through.
Well,
and again, that doesn't make me a bad person. That doesn't make me not in good standing. When you are corrupt and can't do the right thing, you deserve what you're getting.
Well, so yeah, and so what he's asking here, and listen to this. This is another citizen, a nobody, saying that they want Katherine prohibited of filing for election to any party office.
Because Russ is so incompetent and illiterate.
This is not state office. Now, I will say this is not state
10
office.
years, and then he has to write it in.
Yeah, this is party office. So this is not state office.
This isn't even county office.
Yeah, he doesn't, or state office. He doesn't want you to be chairman of the Republican Party. This is not even local.
Chairman of the Republican
no, I know that,
Party.
and I know that, but
that's
reading
what
this
is saying.
So.
But you know what? I am flattered that he thinks that I can be party chair, that he's challenging me, and that seat's not even up for another 2 years.
Yeah.
Please.
So this is way in
Republican
advance.
chair? That used to be for 13 some years? I'm prohibited from filing or election to any party office.
Yeah, not state office. So he's not wanting you. But listen, I'm not telling you anything out of school. Here's what I'm telling you what they're going to do.
I'm in timeout for 10 years.
They're going to file this, and then they're going to challenge you. That's just simply what they're going to do. That's just what they're going to do.
And again, every time this happens, we have another platform to expose exactly all the corruption.
Mm-hmm.
That's and here's the thing. I'm going to take these as opportunities. I'm not going to take these as beratings.
Oh, yes.
I clearly am competent enough to win that seat. I clearly am competent enough to run the Republican Party. And this is what they're afraid of.
Yes. So now this is now, okay, the hearing guidelines, and this is what will take place.
Now, these disgusted me.
Yeah, this is what will take place.
Even listen to.
This is what will take place at 2 p.m. on Monday the 16th. So that's not this coming Monday, the 12th, but it'll be, no, not this coming Monday. That's the wrong calendar. It's not this coming Monday, 9th. It'll be Monday the 16th. And the hearing guidelines are: a hearing must be held within 45 days of the filing of a complaint. It will be. It'll be held at 2 p.m. on Monday the 16th. Notice of hearing must be communicated to the complainant and the respondent at least 10 days prior to the hearing. It was. The county chairman of the affected county or the counties will also be notified at this time. She was a part of it, so she's aware. The respondent shall receive a copy of the complaint with the hearing notice. We did. The officers may, and when I say we, I am the chairperson of Katherine's committee to elect Katherine Callahan to District 25 Indiana State Senate. So I very much consider myself a part of this. The complaint respondent. Oh, no, the officers may question any of the participants in the hearing at their discretion. Okay. The complainant and respondent may be represented by a person of their choosing and will be allotted 2 minutes for an opening statement, 2 minutes for a closing statement. If the complainant or respondent is unable to appear at the hearing, they must submit a written statement to be entered in the record. So,
now that's funny. You think I'm not coming? You think, listen to me. Listen to me, Russ Willis. I own my own practice. Yes, me. Okay. I work for my money, me. I can change that time anytime. So don't you worry one bit. Katherine will be there.
Yeah. Okay, so the complainant and respondent are each allowed up to 3 persons of their own choosing to present evidence to the hearing. Each is allowed it to present a reasonable number of documents to support their case, and their testimony shall not exceed 3 minutes. Listen to this. We have something this serious. We have something that is they're wanting a 10-year pause on her ability to participate in the political party of her choice. And they're like, we're going to give you 2 minutes. We're going to give you 3 minutes. Like, what kind of monkey ass horse shit is this? 2 minutes, 3 minutes? Like, for real? Why don't you sit there and listen to what we present, and then it'll be over when it's over? Whatever. Okay. So, couple minutes. Because here's the deal.
Why?
It doesn't matter.
Because they think you won't drive for your 2 minutes of time or your 3 minutes of time. Oh, I'm coming.
Yeah, yeah.
And what I ask of the people, I ask the people who are off work and have time, come fill the parking lot. Come fill the area. Absolutely. We can come out and I'll podcast with all of you right in the parking lot.
Well, and that's why reason she's saying the parking lot, because as you see here, number 7 says the hearing is closed meeting of the officers and their invited guests.
Is this the Gestapo?
Media will be admitted to the hearing. You know, and
maybe
now
at the
listen,
top it should say hearing guidelines of the Gestapo.
Yeah, and here's the deal.
Or maybe the frat house, because that's what I feel like this is.
I understand that this is the Republican Party, and this is not state government. This is them dealing with party issues, but they're not going to be talking about any secrets here.
Hey, listen, what secrets are they? Evidently, I put them all over social media.
Yeah, right. Have gavel will travel. Say. Yeah, right. So it goes on and says the complainant and the respondent must identify in writing to the district committee chairman the names, addresses, and party positions of the persons to represent them. What party positions are they talking about?
Just like Heather Abbott just said, 3 minutes of something this big?
Yeah.
That's how little they believe in their constituents running for office. These people don't care. They are trying to suppress you as much as they can. I don't think Mario could probably get a closing statement out in 3 minutes.
Yeah. So we have to send a copy of the persons that are going to be there. The presiding officer may appoint a sergeant at arms or request law enforcement representatives to provide security and order for the hearing. Okay. The only persons admitted to the hearing will be those identified by the complainant and respondent as representing or testifying on their behalf, and persons selected by the officers. No recording or communication devices of any kind will be allowed in the hearing room other than those authorized by the officers. The meeting may be suspended and continued in case additional information or time is needed for a decision. The decision of the officers will be made and announced at the conclusion of the hearing if possible. The officers may offer an alternative remedy to the one requested by the complainant in the complaint or hearing. The district secretary shall keep a record of the proceedings. A copy of the record of the proceedings shall be communicated to the secretary of the Indiana Republican State Committee. The complainant and respondent will each receive a written copy of the decision and order of the officers of the district committee following the hearing.
You are absolutely right, Joe Black. They didn't see it coming.
Yeah. They thought you were going to run for local. No, this is not even local. This is just the party. So remove local office, remove state office, remove federal office. This is just talking about party bullshit. But then they're going to then take this and use it to challenge her at the state level. Okay. So then it shows a blank copy of what he filed for whatever reason. Okay?
So does this mean this blank thing that he can put whatever he wants in there at whatever point he wants to put it in there? You know how they like to slide those last minute amendments?
No, this is where you put the information in of who's going to be there. You have to fill this out and submit this back.
Oh, this is my part?
Yeah.
Okay.
The complainant respondent must identify in writing number one, the name, address, and party positions of the persons to represent them or testify on their behalf at least 48 hours prior to the start of the hearing.
How about we get a little more up to date in this office where you actually send something where I can do it on the computer and type it in?
Yeah, that would be amazing. The complainant and respondent must identify the documents to be introduced by each party by the title of the document and brief description at least 48 hours before the hearing. I would just simply say, I'm going to bring in the Constitution and slam it down.
I'm sorry, will it take 3 minutes to go through the Constitution? Because that's about how much time these people have spent on it.
Yeah.
So, and then it follows with 90 pages of crap. Yeah, I know people are messaging me right now that Ricky G just filed for treasurer. We all talked about that. It's something else in Madison County.
Yeah, just totally wild.
I mean, the more they do, the more, I mean, it's very clear in Madison County, and this is not slander, it's corrupt.
It is absolutely corrupt.
There's big issues here. And if we get our hands and we get people into certain seats, it's going to be a big deal because it will expose all of them.
I've got some serious thoughts here in a minute that I want to talk about, but we need to read through this. So this is the actual complaint that apparently Russ typed up. So this is the complaint that Russ typed up, I guess. I honestly don't believe he did this. Okay, yeah, right. Who got caught slipping? Whose slip was showing that they've got an email together? You know how that is when you see Tim and Jamie's Facebook account.
It's a husband and wife thing.
Yeah, like, man, somebody's been slipping out the back door or something. Okay, so complaint regarding Katherine V. Callahan for violating rules. Listen, show me the rest of the rules, and I'll violate them right here for you too. Like I'll violate any rule you want me to. Okay. That's all. Please let me. I mean, I'm sure I violated more rules than that. Please find attached evidence of Katherine Callahan's social media posting and text messages that show her supporting non-Republican candidates running for elected office.
You mean the most qualified candidate?
Who in the hell are they to tell you who you can support or vote for? Like, they want to have some kind of magical party and they make up the rules or whatever they go. That's fine. I'm only concerned about state law. I'm only concerned about law. The only thing that can keep you off the ballot is something that is against the statute. Absolutely. Bartlett, that's my belief as a First Amendment purist. I don't believe this party horseshit does it, but we're going to have to fight that fight. This is going to be a 2-part fight. This will be the first part, and then we'll have another fight if
I were them
in that room.
I would learn from the first fight, but we can keep going.
Well, yeah, right. Okay, so it goes on here and it says he's also included negative posts regarding the Madison County Republican Party leadership. Yeah, because they're all idiots.
It's the truth.
Negative posts regarding Republican office holders and fellow candidates. So does that mean when you decide to be a Republican, you waive your First Amendment right to redress your government? Because when these people, once they win election, they're not Republican candidates any longer. They are elected office holders, and you have a right to redress your government. I'm shocked. Since 2022, Katherine Callahan has been posting on social media her disdain. I don't think that's a strong enough word for Madison County Republican Party Chairman Russ Willis and elected officials. He's not the chairman. She had attempted to run for state convention delegate in 2022, but was found ineligible due to not having the necessary primary vote history needed in order to run for delegate. Since this time, she has waged social media war against the local Republican Party leadership, office holders, and candidates. Below screenshots, below are screenshots from her personal social media page. Below screenshots from her personal social media page show a pattern for the past 4 years of openly supporting non-Republican candidates for office. She was a Republican candidate in 2024 for primary election for auditor, but subsequently lost to another Republican primary candidate
who couldn't even put his real name on his paperwork. And so, I mean, here we are. We're going to have these double standards of hypocrisy. And I just want you to know, I got lots to put towards this. And I'm not going to put it out tonight. It will come. I got lots to show what Russ has done.
Well, yeah, I just don't understand.
This is a dictatorship.
Lost? Yeah, oh yeah. She has consistently and openly complained for 2 years that she does not have support from fellow Republicans, yet she openly supports No,
I don't have support for his corrupted Republicans. I had full support for Lisa Rinker. I had full support for, other people who, Bethany Keller. I've got support for Republicans who are honest, good, transparent people, but I will never, ever have support for criminals.
She has consistently shown that she is not loyal to the Republican Party, its platform, its party leadership, and fellow Republican candidates.
I'm not loyal to his Republican Party.
Yeah.
I'm loyal to my Republican Party, my values, ethics, morals. That's what I'm loyal to.
Yeah.
I'm not drinking his Kool-Aid.
She undermines the integrity of the party, the platform, volunteers, party leadership, and elected office holders. She has made posts on social media accusing citizens, Republican candidates, Republican elected officials, and Republican Party leadership of crimes and illegal activity. She attends county and city council meetings, is always disruptive, combative, and argumentative.
What have I ever been combative?
Yeah, I want to know what that means. What does that mean? To me, combative is something like police would get involved and you'd be like arrested or something. That doesn't seem and listen, disruptive. You go to the podium and you speak during the citizens' portions to speak.
I mean, I don't know how that's combative. I'm going to tell people, Katherine Callahan is never going to walk into a room like this. She's never going to be like this. I am always going to walk into a room with confidence. And why? Because I've earned that confidence. It's part of my training. Could you imagine coming into a room and I'm like, well, I'm just not really sure what we should do for you. And I'm just really, you would look at me thinking I'm never returning to this lady again. So you don't like my confidence and you don't like my delivery of truth. I can't fix that for you.
Yeah. Well, then recently at an October county council meeting, like a year ago.
Which this is incorrect.
It wasn't even October, but council meeting, she had to be removed by law enforcement for disrupting the meeting.
I didn't disrupt the meeting. I simply went up and I said, I'd like to know when the commissioners will be investigated for a Class B misdemeanor. Actually, I said, I'd like to know when we're going to, or misappropriation of funds. Isn't that a Class B misdemeanor?
Yeah, that's what you said.
And the attorney, Knowlton, he looked at me and I said, when you misappropriate that funds, overspend what you're supposed to, it's a Class B misdemeanor. And he just looked at me. I said, well, you're the one that sent me the letter, Ted, that's what it is. So when are we going to investigate the commissioners who are up here tonight asking for $100,000 because they've already spent the money.
Star
Like
that if you
Tom
can.
Eckert said, we've already spent the money and I'm going to be back for more. That is a misappropriation of funds. He doesn't have the funds to cover his bill. And I'm walked out by the sheriff because of that. I wasn't screaming. I wasn't yelling. I actually sat down in my seat. And then they let Tom Eckert redress my comments. But Katherine wasn't allowed to address Tom's comments.
Yeah.
And so that's where there was nothing combative. There was nothing.
You're
I
right,
was
Barbara.
very calm. I was not rude at all. And what happened? I'm sorry, what happened? What, about 6 weeks after that? The county attorney, they gave their notice that they wouldn't be
Yeah,
representing
he left. He backed
Madison
out. He
County
walked
anymore.
away.
Now, if Katherine's so far out there, why exactly is that county attorney who's been here for quite some time not staying? Well, I'll tell you why. Because he knows the gig is up. He knows that Katherine is not some person that's just another pretty face. She actually has a brain, and she actually documents everything. And that's why they don't want me to run.
I even told him the jig was up too. But
well,
yeah,
there you go.
It's both up. The jig and the gig. Okay. So moving on. Katherine Callahan is not a precinct committeeman.
Okay. Do I have to?
Nor has she ever served as one in Madison County. She has a consistent pattern of negativity, open supporting non-Republican Party candidates, negativity towards the local Republican Party leadership, office holders, and candidates that is believed that she will not stop. Let me tell you, if you violate this person's rights, we will double down. If they think this is the way to get this to stop,
I will triple down, not double down.
Right. Like what? This is like a situation where I always talk about that they just have the horrible instincts. They're like, well, if we just push her, she'll give up. This is where they come to that T road that I always talk about, that, like, my God, they never get in a car with a politician because you're likely to be killed, because they will always pick the wrong way. If you come to the T road and you can turn left or right, no matter what the situation is, they are always going to pick the wrong way to go. And this is very much the wrong way to go here. I feel like they are going to regret this.
Oh, it is going to be scorched earth policy. Has anybody ever seen me back down? I don't care if I have to work 5 jobs to pay for attorneys for this. Oh, it's on.
It's believed she's not going to stop. Her gross misconduct and negative behavior is absolutely despicable. Thus is believed to be in the best interest of the Indiana Republican Party and the Madison County Republican Party that Katherine Callahan be deemed a Republican not in good standing. She should not be allowed to run for elective office as a Republican in the future. Now, that's a really interesting line, because that line is outside of what he actually filed in the complaint.
I just want to say something, Kristopher. This is a very negative letter about a fellow Republican.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty negative, Russ. Where are your positives about me?
Yeah,
like
right.
this.
I feel like
Katherine's upset because we spent $50,000 on a clock tower that nobody needed. So she's negative.
Bartlett's 100% correct. This is, I mean, and here's the deal: we're going to go through the motions on this. We have to, but yeah, it's all nonsense.
The 2 minutes I get and the 3 minutes I get, you can't even touch this nonsense.
Yeah, right.
I mean, if this is a sworn affidavit, right now it needs to be thrown out, because he's got dates in here that are not even correct.
Yeah.
I mean, these people act like this is a courtroom we're going into.
A kangaroo courtroom.
I mean, I feel like I understand how Jesus felt when he walked into the market and he started flipping over the tables.
I was really afraid where you were going to go with that for a second, but go ahead.
I mean, he started flipping over the tables in the markets because they were stealing and thieving from these people. That's all I'm doing.
Yeah. Oh God. Catherine's like a toddler. You just never know what's going to pop out of her mouth.
It's all good stuff.
Right.
It's all positive stuff.
Yeah, it's all
you
positive.
You know what it is? You know what it's actually out of my mouth? They believe it's negative. But the people over here who are getting ripped off and screwed over, they're the ones cheering, saying, this is the best news we've heard yet.
Yeah, right.
I mean, Tim Milliken, I don't know if he is still on here, but Tim Milliken has been so screwed over by Russ Willis. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable, right? Of the criminal activity that took place down in Ingalls. Like, Tim's got this whole thing. Nobody would listen to him. I mean, he's got this legit thing. But you know what Tim Milligan said last night? Now, I've never met Tim. I want everybody to understand. He said this is the most he's been excited in years for a race. Now, it's stuff like that actually moves me and it touches my heart.
It's heartbreaking.
That's what I want. Yeah. I want the people to be so excited about an election that they're like, oh no, we're going to vote.
They're going to vote.
It's a time for change, right?
Yeah.
But Tim Milliken's whole thing down in he should have a complete case of corruption against Russ.
Yeah.
But we, the people, have nowhere to turn.
Yeah.
We have nowhere to take our redress. We have nowhere to take our complaints. Hell, you can't take them to the prosecutor's office. Rodney's not going to do anything. Andrew's not going to do anything. They're going to kick the can down the road. I mean, we are completely screwed in Madison County.
Well,
who protects the people? If not us, who?
Yeah, absolutely. That's the question. I'm going to come back to Sarge's question here in just 1 second. To finish this off, the attached evidence will show a pattern that she is willfully violating Indiana State Republican Party Rule 125, deeming her a Republican not in good standing. It is by request that due to her consistent pattern of openly violating Rule 125, thus would also deem her not a qualified primary Republican, whereby it is requested that she be barred from running for any Republican Party or public elected office for a period of 5 years. Now, what is it? Is it 5 years? Is it 10 years? What are we doing? What's going on?
I just want this 5th district. I want you to understand something. You have submitted this. Your secretary, Jessica Piper, has submitted this. And no one has read through this stuff to make sure everything lines up and is accurate. You've had this since the 10th.
Yeah, right.
And nobody has checked this or double checked this. So now I'm supposed to walk in front of a board who hasn't done their homework. Clearly, I mean, you can see it's not been done. And I'm supposed to give you a 3-minute testimony. And you 4 people who have not done your research, haven't even read through this complaint to say, hey, this doesn't match this and this doesn't match this. And you get to choose for the people whether or not I'm on a ballot?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, this is shameful within itself. This just goes to show you that they're not putting any effort into what the actual substance of the situation is.
No, because it doesn't matter.
Popularity contest.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what's said. It doesn't matter what's done. That what matters is you have to be barred. You have to be stopped. You have to be stopped.
Well, that's what happens when you tell the truth. You become too dangerous.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So David Sargent said,
and I talked with David Sargent today. He's wonderful.
David Sargent said, Kristopher, I have asked in an email for the press to be allowed into Katherine's hearing in an interest of public transparency. Would you be willing to go live at the meeting for the public? And I will say, absolutely. I'm willing to go live. I appreciate that you did this. I think that's fantastic. And what I'm getting ready to say is not negative towards you in any way. I love what you did. They are absolutely going to deny that request because they are not interested. Specifically, they are quite the opposite. They are doing every possible damned thing they can do So there is no transparency. Keep in mind, this is the party of Elizabeth Roway, who, when she sees citizens or cameras, she does this. This is how she.
And people keep reelecting her.
Yeah, right. Sadly, I have to say, I was hoping that we could push someone to run against her, and I got word today that they are not running, and I'm very disappointed in that guy.
I'm extremely disappointed too.
I'm very disappointed in him, but I appreciate a lot of the stuff that he does, but he let me down. You hurt me big time.
I agree. I'm right there with you. I'm disappointed, and that's the thing. But again, people succumb to the pressure of the party. I'm not willing to do that.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I understand that. So there's 90 pages of bullshit that we'll go through here in a minute. But I want to take a couple things before we go on. So Joe Tompkins asked this, and I've talked to Katherine about this, and we talked about this, and this, we're not giving any trade secrets here. Katherine, so if we go through this process and if they would bar her from running, if the state would say no, she can't run, she would not be able. She would no longer be able to then flip and try to run as an independent. So Katherine has had a decision to make, and that decision is
we're going to keep moving forward. Yeah, that's what the decision is.
Yeah, the decisions we're moving forward. Does she go down and withdraw and then flip to try to work and run as an independent? Or do we plug ahead because this is what's on her heart? This is what the mission is, and it's not right for them to be able to do this. And that's what the mission is. So,
and here's the bottom line, people. My choice to stay on this path as a Republican is to show the people that I am committed to the Republican Party. I can easily jump ship. I can put a petition in my office. I will have that signed probably in 2 weeks with all the signatures I need, with as busy as we are. But I didn't want to go that route. I wanted to stay on this route because I'm committed to the Republican Party of good. I am not committed to the Republican Party of evil. And I'll never be there.
Yeah.
And should I be on this path that you, the people, elect me, and I should start to sway that, I hope you jerk a knot in my tail and bring me right back here. I hope you go to social media and run me through the mud and say, where is your head? Absolutely. Yeah. I expect you to. And that's the difference between my Republican heart and party that I believe in and theirs.
Yeah.
I'm not going to challenge you or sue you. I'm going to explain to you and answer to you.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So Barlow says, as long as the paperwork is good and accurate, they can't kick her off. If they do, you have to file in court within 30 days. The judge will decide. They always defer to the IEDC. And that, listen, we are going to take steps forward, and we're going to do everything we're going to do. We're going to have legal advice, and we're going to do whatever we got to do there. He goes on to say, no, the party doesn't rule this. Statute rules this. Absolutely, 100%. You are absolutely right. I talked to the IED on Monday about the trustee in Blackford County. I also contacted Valerie Warchaw today and spoke with Valerie about this. And so I agree with that as well. And so that's there. Going back real quick before we move on, going back to Mr. Sargent's statement about would I be willing to go live? I certainly would. I very, very fully believe that they are going to deny that request. If for some reason that is accepted, I would be shocked. If it is, yeah, we will do whatever we have to do. Again, saying this, I'm just assuming, so maybe Katherine will set me straight here. But I am listed on Katherine's filing paperwork as her campaign chairman. So I would assume that I will be one of the 3 people that go in with her on this. So I will definitely be there one way or another. And if I am there and we are not permitted to live stream or record, which I fully believe that we will not be allowed to, and I will push or fight that as far as we can without harming Katherine's chance or the day's thing.
That they reply to Sarge and that he gives us that if they say no.
Oh, yes. I mean,
yes. That's the answer right there.
Yes. David, if they correspond to you, please, we'll continue pushing that, obviously. But if they respond to you, if you please would let us know or send that email to us, I would love to see what they respond. But I will also be there. If we can't, I will be there to help kind of keep track of what goes on, and Katherine and I will be able to talk about it. Now, before we go into the evidence that they're saying against her, I want to say this. And I just feel that this is a wild violation of the First Amendment, of Katherine's First Amendment right for her to be able to pick the people that she wants to support. I feel like this is a violation of Katherine's right to assemble, and I'm going to say this: if they are able to stop Katherine from appearing on the ballot because they first pull this shit at the party and then they challenge her and they pull it at the state, and for some reason, the powers that be do not allow Katherine to appear on the ballot and does not allow the citizens the option to vote for her after supporting her for the period of time that this election, 88 days between now and the primary. I fully believe that is 1,000% a violation of her First Amendment right. I think that it is absolutely a first shot across the bow of destroying the American way of life, destroying the foundation with which this country was founded. Because if we can no longer say, to hell with these elected officials, I'm going to run because I feel I can do it better. If we can no longer do that, then I just don't understand. I don't understand where we go from there. Well, I don't know what we can do. I don't know what happens. We have to fight back against this.
Let me be clear. The only person who's destroying the Republican Party in Madison County is Russ Willis, Kelly Hewer, Rick Gardner, John Richwine. These people who've overstayed their welcome.
Absolutely.
And clearly, Linda Smith has supported this now that we know that ballots can be tampered with and machines can be manipulated. All behind that wall that you just can't see when we're canvassing.
Yeah.
So the only thing that's going to come out of this that's going to be good, because I'm going to show you the positivity right now, is that this will crumble their little cult.
Well, I hope.
And it will strengthen the good Republican Party over here.
I hope. Listen, we've got a good fair amount of people listening and watching, and I'm going to appeal to you yet again. We've got a lot of good comments. Please, if you have not, this is a night where we want people to leave Facebook, leave Twitter, leave Rumble, and move to YouTube and watch this on YouTube. Get the algorithm up. Hit the like button on YouTube and share this YouTube link to get it out there, because we need more people to see this. I am going to reach out to absolutely every possible contact that I have in the media, and I'm going to try to blow this story up. I'm asking you all, please send this link along with a brief little description and message to Rafael Sanchez, to Kara Kinney, to Angela Ganote, whatever her name is. Please do all of that. Send this to Channel 13, to CBS, to Fox 59. Send this to the national stations.
Send it to Trump.
Send it to Trump. Send it to wherever you want to send
Fox
it to.
News.
Do
Send
what
it,
you got to do.
I don't care where you send it.
I'm
Just send
absolutely heartbroken that Rob is out of 93.1 WIBC, because I guarantee you this is something that we would appear on the station about. I am going to send it to some contacts down there that I know, but they've got such weirdness going on with 93.1. And I'm going to tell you, this is kind of connected to what happened to Rob. I have not covered this. I have not told anybody about this. I'm sure you are all aware. People are all aware by this, but by now. But Rob was officially let go from 93.1 WIBC. He was notified Monday that that was his last day, and he has cleared his stuff out, and he is no longer a part of WIBC. They are now no longer allowing comments during the live feed. The name of the show has changed from the Kendall and Casey show to the 9 to Noon show. I'm sure they'll rename it at some point, but that's like, that's the same kind of guy that says, hey, look at this piece of printer paper. I painted a white room on it, and it's just all white. It's like, okay, that was some great imagination there.
Maybe we can get Rob on here, and the three of us
I'm
talk
gonna
about
have Rob come on. Yeah. But he was pushed down, and that happened because of him speaking out against the people doing wrong. He's being persecuted for the same way that Katherine is. And it's absolutely crazy. I'm going to do everything I can to fight for her, because this is not about Katherine. Listen, there are people out there. This is about
all of you.
I know that. I know that there are people out there that don't like Katherine. I get it. There are people out there that don't like me. I get it. This is not about me. It's not about Katherine. It's not about Russ. This is about the destruction of the American way of life. If they can do this to Katherine, the Republican, they can do this to you, the Democrat. They can do this to you, the Libertarian, to you, the Independent, to you, the Green Party, to you, the Communist, to anarchist, whatever you are, this can be done. And if we cannot, as American citizens, go to our elected officials and issue our complaints to them about what's going on, or to give them our praises, if we cannot support the people that we want out loud, if we cannot say, hey, I've had enough of this, I'm mad as hell and I can't take it anymore, and I'm going to run for office, that's them swiping away at the First Amendment. It's just a hop, skip, and a jump to taking it all, and then coming after the second, and then chaining us up. And people might want to say that I'm being dramatic, but I fully believe I'm not. Listen, Katherine was talking about manipulating machines again, and what they do behind rooms. Look, they don't even have to do that. We don't have to work. We don't have to get to that point, because they can destroy an election. Yeah. They can change the way the election is going to end before any of that even has to happen. The filing period's not even up yet, and they filed 3 weeks before she filed.
Listen, they already were on a wicked path. I can't believe any of us are even accepting this. To be honest with you, if we want to see what the Republican Party is made of, we should have all the elected officials. They should be asking to attend this meeting and witness this. Yes. They should be very interested as elected officials. They should be in that room, no matter what you hold. If you're a PC, if you're a state delegate, if you're, an elected official in any capacity, if you request to be here to watch to see how your Republican Party behaves, you should be allowed in that room.
Absolutely. Joe, I don't know where your message, I just saw this. I don't know if you messaged something else, but I saw that. So that's definitely coming through.
Joe, as long as you say Katherine's my favorite, it's okay.
Yeah, if there's something that you need to get to us, message it to me, or message to Kate or somebody get it to us, because I definitely want to see it. But I apologize for whatever's going on. I'm very bothered by this, and this is definitely something that has to be fought and pushed back against. It's gross. I don't ever ask for anything. Like, people always say, well, why don't you try to start a protest, or why don't you do this? And I'm gonna tell you, I've said it all the time, but I'm gonna tell you why I don't do it. You guys are great, and I love the listeners here, and I know that there are people who show up, but people disappoint you. People don't show up. When you fight, Katherine and I talk about this all the time. When you fight alone a lot of the time. And it's very hard. And so while we might have 1.6 million views over a 2 or 3 month period, that does not equate to people who's going to meet you in the street. Everybody's going to like, so somebody else will do it, or whatever. But I am definitely asking for anybody that can show up on Monday the 2nd. And listen to me, you're not going to go in. You're not getting in. They're not going to let you in. And I'm not asking anybody to be violent. I'm not asking anybody to be crazy. I'm saying show up and be in the parking lot for support. Be there to let them know that we are pissed off about this, that you're pissed off about this, that you do not, and you can talk to them as they go in. Get there before 2:00. Get there at 1:00. Let's meet there at 1:00 and go through what's happening. And let's talk to them as they walk in. Let them know how disappointed we are.
And I'd be happy to be there and engage with anybody. I mean, I'll just clear my schedule after 11:00 and just come up there and hang out in the parking lot and talk, and we can do some Facebook Live out there, kind of get the community involved. Maybe if we start early enough, more people will start to come over there on their lunch hour.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm totally down. I'm even totally down to buy pizzas in the parking lot. It does not matter to me.
Yeah. We can definitely do something, because I think it needs to be. Listen, folks, this is like your favorite sitcoms, like going off the air or something. Like, if they're able to do this shit, it changes stuff. We're going to go into this meeting, and when we come out, there's a very good possibility that America will be different when we come out. And I know people are like, that's really dramatic, but it's not.
And if they don't pick it up now, if they do this, they're going to pick it up, because look at the big picture. You have a highly educated female. You have a successful business owner. You have somebody who, what do most reporters do? That's what they do. They report on things like this. They're going to come full circle. I mean, the Women's League should be saying, this is a problem. Women everywhere should be saying, what are we doing? Why are we taking good qualified candidates? Let's even start here. Let's start here. Let's take Gaskell's education level, and let's take my education level, and let's merge those and see. I mean, it's the simple things.
Yeah.
I mean, let's look at his voting history and his silence, and then look at Katherine, who will go anywhere that she's asked to. When I went out to Pittsburgh, when the LKQ was coming out there, those people contacted me. I was in California at that time. I came back and I got a hold of Lorraine, and it was only 4 days later, and we drove an hour and 15 minutes over there. Me running isn't about just one thing. I care about an entire community, much bigger than just Madison County. Our insurance premiums are crazy. And you would think Gaskell would be doing something. He sells insurance. Well, hell no. He wants those insurance to be high because he's making money off of you. And this is just the problems, just the little snippets of why you can't have Gaskell be your representative anymore. You got to have somebody in there who loves you, who would put themselves on the line and fight this. You think Gaskell's going to show up at this meeting? You think Pierce is going to show up at this meeting?
No.
You think Roarway's going to show up at this meeting?
No.
Well, hell no.
And listen, and that's a good thing. I want to talk to Mike Gaskell, and I want if Mike's watching, if he's not watching, if his weirdo wife is watching, if somebody will let him know, I don't care, whatever.
Listen, I like Kelly.
That's fine. I don't have use for either one of them,
I
but
like her.
I know that you guys are friendly. That's fine. Anyways,
Mike, I can't say the same.
Mike, as a man, as a somebody that I believe that
if
Mike is a
lets this
conservative.
go through,
Yeah.
he will be forever known as a bully.
Yeah.
Like Russ Willis.
Yeah. I don't know that a bully would be the word. I think it'll be known. I think it's
an abuse of power. That's what bullies do.
I was
He
going
could
to
stop
say
this.
pussy,
Mike Gaskell could step up and say, let there be a race. I've served 2 terms. I believe in term limits. I'm at my 2 terms. I was just doing a 3rd one for the people. So you know what? Let there be a race.
Cowards. Yeah, he'll be a coward. Mike Gaskell has to say he does not want this to happen. Mike Gaskell should be one of our 2nd or 3rd people to go in and testify for us. Yeah. Mike should go in and say, "Hey, I don't want this to happen. I cherish the process, and I want this to play out, and I want the people to make the decision, and may the best candidate win." That's what he needs to say or do. But
what Russ, Kelly Hewer, and Gaskell and Pierce, what they're all going to show us is that the process is very broken.
Sure, yeah, absolutely.
And it is built to protect them and not us.
Yes.
And if we allow this to happen, then you know what? Our kids have no future.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
And again, you in some ways, it's almost like, well,
Tim,
I've been chosen to do this because I have the backbone that I'm not going to stand down. At the end of the day, you have to stand for something or you stand for nothing.
Yeah.
And I stand for the people.
Well, and I want people to know, and we haven't talked about this, and she's in the comments, and I want to be very clear. It's not just Katherine. So the name at the bottom of the screen, Nicole, I don't ever say that last name.
She is being challenged that day as well.
She's also the Nicole 46016 in the comments. She's also being challenged. And she also received a GOP notice. Says the notice of hearing is issued pursuant to the rules of the Indiana Republican Party. He rusted the exact same bullshit with her. And it's same hearing guidelines and everything. The meeting is also her meeting is also at 2 p.m. And look, I don't know who she's going to take in for her people, but I'm telling you now, I'll gladly speak for you as well and help you or whatever, if there's anything I can do. And I will do whatever I can. Thank you, Tim. That'll be great. Yes, that's wonderful. We want to spread the word. That's absolutely. So Russ says,
and I want to say this. Tim Funk is a Democrat. Okay. But I think Tim Funk at this point sees a much bigger picture.
Everybody should.
It's about all of us. It's about uniting. The parties have to work together. Now, does that make me a bad Republican because I'm going to work with a Democrat? Isn't that how this whole thing was designed? Or was it just designed to fight one another and accomplish nothing?
Yes.
And so, and Tim gets it. This is bigger than just Katherine Callahan.
Yeah. Joe has been trying to put out on the screen for some reason. YouTube's not letting him. Maybe Russ is in charge of YouTube. Joe's been trying to say the fact that they are scared proves that you are doing something right.
And that's the whole thing. The whole thing is they know that I'm going to demand better from them.
Yeah.
I'm going to demand accountability. I'm
Sure.
going to demand answers for our people. I'm going to demand clean water. These are important. I'm going to demand that we have drainage. I mean, simple things, people.
Yeah. Yeah, Kate, absolutely. Every Republican in the state house that has ever worked on a bipartisan legislation should now be not found in good standing.
That's how crazy this is.
Total horseshit. This is total horseshit. Getting back to Nicole's deal, because I do want to share her situation. Her complaint, Russ is saying that the respondent has repeatedly supported Democrat candidates in violation of State Party Rule 125, and he requests that Nicole be forbidden from holding any Republican Party office for 10 years. Now, he filled hers out 10 days after he filled Katherine's out. So it's interesting to me, like, he's like, oh, wait, we better cover her too. I forgot. And her letter is different. Her letter that he wrote says, I submit this letter along with my formal complaint and accompanying timeline of events, accompanying timeline of events to state that Nicole Kapuscinski should be found in violation of State Party Rule 125. Over multiple election cycles, Nicole has consistently refused to support Republican nominees after primary elections. During the 2020 election cycle, Nicole publicly endorsed the Libertarian nominee for governor and lieutenant governor in multiple Facebook posts. In the 2024 election cycle, she again endorsed the Libertarian nominee for governor, as well as 2 Democratic candidates and another Libertarian for county council. She reaffirmed these endorsements after the election while openly acknowledging that she was not in good standing with the party. In 2026 election cycle, Nicole has promoted federal Democratic candidates for Congress, and within 48 hours of announcing her intent to seek public office, she shared a post supporting a Democrat running for Anderson Township trustee. She has also publicly attacked the incumbent state representative who is seeking re-election in her district. Nicole has been barred by the Madison County Women's Republican Club due to ongoing harassment of its leadership and members and her open support of Democratic candidates, a decision that was upheld after her appeal to the Indiana State Federation of Republican Women was denied. In March of 2025, she has repeatedly harassed members of the Anderson City Council to the extent that additional security has been required at our public meetings out of concern that she and her husband might become violent. The behavior led to protective order being filed against a council member. Now, keep in mind,
thrown out.
That was
thrown out.
Yeah.
And the other thing is all these people you mentioned, aren't these veterans that she was promoting?
Yeah, right. Yeah, as a fellow veteran, she was promoting other veterans, and Russ doesn't know anything about that. But Nicole has also targeted the wife of State Representative Kyle Pierce with both professional and personal attacks. She's gone as far as to suggest that Representative Pierce and his wife have had the company Meta label her as a terrorist, which is unfounded. Simultaneously, she promotes Democratic opponents publicly reveals general location of their home. She is attacked.
When you run for election,
yeah, it's all out there.
It's all public.
Yeah. I don't
understand.
That's very strange. She has attacked 3 of 4 members of the Madison County Republican Central Committee on social media, repeatedly accusing them of participating in a conspiracy to enable corruption. Her harassment of the current Indiana Secretary of State escalated to the point that the official social media team was forced to block her. Additionally, she has made repeated unfounded accusations against Madison County Election Board and has resorted to personal attacks against both the Republican board members and the county clerk, who is also a Republican. Could have fooled me. Nicole's ongoing pattern of harassment, misconduct, and open defiance of party expectations goes far beyond the acceptable standards of good standing. Her actions are not mere policy disagreements or expressions of differing viewpoints. They constitute willful and, by her own admission, malicious efforts to undermine the values and rules of the Indiana Republican Party. For these reasons, I respectfully request that Nicole is found to be in bad standing for a period of 10 years due to her systematic and repeated violations of the state party Rule 125. Russ did not write either one of these things.
Well, no, it sounds more like Kelly Hewer's work. Or Chloe's. So here's what I want to know. Nicole, if you're listening to me, Russ Willis went to Rebecca Kroom's home, banged on her door. Rebecca Crooms filed a police report, and she has a police number about Russ appearing at her home where she feared for herself.
Yeah.
And so perhaps he's a Republican in bad standing because he went to a Black woman's house late at night because he wanted her to remove a video that was on Facebook showing that he has got corruption in the election room. So maybe we need to show that police report and we need to question. I mean, here's the thing. You know what I need to do? Knowing all this, I probably need to go down and file like a restraining order and safety against Russ Willis.
Yeah. I
Because
don't know what he's
I want
capable
to
of
remind
doing.
everybody here today that I know you don't know this, but when I was first in the coroner's office with Dr. Abbott, you see that's how that works. When you have an education level, you respect the title. And Russ was told after he had written some pretty scathing things, and I'll go pull those up, that he wrote about me and made false accusations. He was not allowed to attend council meetings if I was present for 2 years. That was part of his punishment.
Isn't that weird?
Because I feared for my safety, and I will show you. I have it at work. I have the piece of information of how he spoke to me and how he threatened me. So we're going to get this on, Russ Willis. Believe me, if you think that you've got 90 pages, why don't you quadruple what I got for you?
I want to talk about Russ Willis for a second, because there was back when he was still the party chair, there was an election board meeting in which he could not be the chair. And so instead of appointing a qualified Republican to chair the committee, he appointed a Democrat to sit
not
in
just
the
a
chair.
Democrat, the Democrat chair,
Party chairman,
Harry Austin, who gladly accepted this appointment, and she sat up there.
Yeah, and
to me, are they in good standing with their parties?
I think.
Because
Well, I think that
party then.
Yeah, I think that what that does is that shows that he's willing to support Democrat candidates and the Democrat Party, and he was willing to name her and put her in a position that needed to be held by a Republican.
And he gladly gave a Republican seat away
to a Democrat.
Why isn't he banned altogether from filing anything against anybody? I mean, he is just about the biggest hypocrite we have here. And here's the thing. Where's Kelly Hewer at? Why aren't you calling that out? Why didn't she was the vice chair at the time. Why didn't she come and fill in for him? That's her duty, right?
Yeah.
But instead, they allowed Terry Austin to take that seat on the election board, and nobody, not even Linda Clark Smith, said anything about it.
Yeah.
And she's a Republican trying to protect other Republicans. She's not even willing to protect a seat. That takes away her vote. At that point, you got 2 Republicans and 1 Democrat, and the Republican clerk just gave power to the Democrats. Let that sink in.
Yeah.
I mean, this is how crazy all of this is. And take it a step further. Russ was going to stay in that position and vote on it for himself until Diego finally was like, Russ, you can't do this. You can't be up there and be the judge and also be the one on trial. So now is Diego not in good standing because he was harassing Russ not to keep his seat?
Yeah.
Or maybe Diego gave him the advice, hey, just put a Democrat in there. It won't matter. I mean, why isn't anybody answering for this? What Russ is doing is he's going to make the entire party look like just a nightmare. The Democrats are loving this in Madison County. I mean, hell, Tim Funk's right on the money for watching along with this because he's like, look at what the Republicans are up to again.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, they're fighting a good, solid, qualified candidate. I'm telling you, I'm pretty sure if I walked over to the Democrats and said, hey, let me do this, they probably would let me do it. I wouldn't do that, but because I won't even run as an independent. I'm going to see this all the way through. Here's the deal, people. I am going to finish what I started. And at the end of the day, all I wanted was a morgue for the people. I wanted better for them. I don't believe anybody deserves to be put in that pole barn. Not a person deserves to be put in that pole barn.
Yeah.
So until I get that morgue, I will continue to keep this path.
Yeah.
Get me a morgue. It would be a lot more simple for you, Russ, than to fight me and expose you this way. And so here's, you know what's funny? I just want everybody to know what's funny. What's funny is that my Facebook page is open to everyone. Catherine's not hiding anything. I don't know. He thinks he's got some great gotcha moments, some great secrets. I will tell you though, in here, he has pictures of me.
Yeah, it's very
Stalker.
strange. Yeah. We'll look at those. It's very strange. So here he's just put. I mean, we're not even going to go through this, just everything. I'm just going to show you these 90 pages. This is his evidence against her.
And most of it really is me educating the community. So like when the paper put in there, we have no Democrats who have filed. And so Katherine says, okay, we finally have our first Democrat. That's me supporting them. This is Likens Farms. This is me out here. I don't even know who was out there. I was out there by the dental sign, and he's upset because Burmeister was out there or something. I mean, the dental office has every right to put whatever they want out there too. I mean, I don't care. It's a public property. If the dental property gives you permission or I give you permission, have at it.
Yeah. What is this?
That's what I mean.
Did you know he was taking these pictures of you?
I didn't know he was taking pictures of me. But that's how spooky this is. Listen, Kelly Hewer goes by my mom's house all the time. And like the neighbors are like, they tell me their license plate. They're like, hey, this black SUV Cadillac, and it has something like this R2 or something crazy on it. I'll tell you this right now, Kelly Hewer, mess with my 90-year-old mother and you'll see a wrath like you have never seen.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh. These were not on her Facebook page. No, these pictures were taken
by someone. I've never even seen it before.
Yeah. Very strange. I don't know. I'm shocked. This is just all.
And here's the thing, people. This is only a small bit of stuff that I have about Russ and Kelly Hewer. And nothing that I'm saying right now, I haven't put in print.
Yeah.
I haven't said before on the show. I have so much more to share.
He was mad that you talked about Stephanie May Stennis in a caucus. There was no Republican. It had to have been a Democrat. And so all that Katherine did was say, hey, she's going up for it. And, I support her in that role. It wasn't like a Republican couldn't have won that. So, I
mean, here's the other big thing. I mean, the Likens need need to be in a situation too. They gave to Broderick's campaign. Herb and Darlene Likens gave to Tom Broderick's campaign. That's a Democrat. They financially gave money.
More importantly than that, I would like to ask them point blank again what their involvement with Stephen Sumner was.
Well, and that's the thing. I'm not sitting around taking pictures with a pedophile. I'm not supporting a pedophile. You know, here's the other thing. There was a big lawsuit about redistricting. Russ Willis put West Likens and Snipes up to do that and use the county money to do that. It cost the taxpayers over $150,000.
What?
Let me tell you something. I'm not going to do stuff that's going to cost the taxpayers money. I'm going to do stuff that the government has to pay for that. I mean, that's what I'm saying. That's how crazy all of this is. And there's so much more. I mean, let's talk about this, okay? I get that the workaround is that a party chair can sign off on somebody, but a great example is up in Alexandria. Chip McFerrin, nice guy. I don't have a problem with it. Chip doesn't like me because I bring this up, but it's just it's a factual fact. Chip McFerrin had over 40 years voting as a Democrat, had always voted as a Democrat. And then Russ did not like the Republican who was going to run. And they knew that they weren't going to get enough Democrat votes for Chip to win this time because they had just been a dying breed. So Chip switches over and Russ signs off. Do you know in 2022, Russ signed off on over 6 Democrats to run as Republicans. And I forget how many he did in 24 and how many he did in 23 because Tiffany Harless had to be signed off as a Republican. But you know what? It's okay because they've got these rules that they can just sign off on these Democrats. I mean, do you think suddenly somebody just suddenly becomes a Republican coming from a Democrat? Like the switch just goes off like it's a robot? It doesn't happen.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to do stuff like this, you might as well have no parties and just let people race.
Yes.
Right? So I don't really care. You know, do the people not have the right to know who's running? I don't even know about this. I just shared this map just to show what the different areas were. Is that a big deal? It wasn't promoting anything. It was just showing. I mean, this is craziness.
Yeah.
I can only wait to see what the Herald Bulletin's going to put out.
Yeah.
Because they're certainly not going to call me before they write their article. They're just going to make a post or some type of article.
Yeah.
So don't worry. I have a lot more information on this. I have a lot more to share on this. I mean, listen, their webs are deep.
That's exactly correct. And I just honestly cannot understand a world in which they're proud of what they're doing. They know what they're doing.
And here's the thing. I want to be very clear with you, Kristopher.
Rebecca, Russ Willis called my house after 7 p.m. at night. I felt threatened by what he said. He did not. Oh,
he didn't come to the house.
He did not come to the house. I did file a police report. That's right.
Well, that makes it even worse. If you feel so threatened by a phone call.
Yeah.
But I think what happened is when he called her, he was saying, I'm coming to the house. And she's like, oh, you're not coming to my, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think he threatened that he would be by.
Yeah. Okay. What were you going to say? Sorry.
You know, some people want to know if Russ has any good pictures of me. Well, I hope he hasn't been looking in my windows. But, you know, I mean, somebody just said, as used in the chapter, stalk, means a knowing
Yes.
or an intentional course of conduct involving repeated or continuing harassment on another person that would cause a reasonable person to feel terrorized, frightened, intimidated, or threatened, and that actually causes the victim to feel terrorized, frightened, intimidated, or threatened. The term does not include statutorily or constitutionally protected activity. And I will tell you, when I first got into that coroner's office, I absolutely did file something against him at the county because I absolutely felt threatened by him. And all that was done because he answers to the commissioners is that he just couldn't come to the council meetings.
See, it's
so this could get way out of control.
Yeah, Russ is a very strange individual. I mean, look at him. Look at Russ Willis here. You can clearly tell that something is not right.
The more you look at it, the more he does resemble him.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he's very spooky.
Yeah, he is. He's a very weird looking dude. Let me show you. Let me show you the picture that I have that made me think.
Did he meet any of the qualifiers? Oh, yes, absolutely. He meets those qualifications.
Let me show you a picture here. That made me think of that picture. Why I decided to go with that picture. Let me show you here.
And I know I'm not the only person. There's lots of people that feel threatened by Russ Willis. And look, and you have every reason to. I mean, look at what he's done to me. I mean, the difference of me than most people is that I at least have the ability to push back. And I will say, I've gotten to know the coroner's life for me was a wonderful opportunity. I met some incredible people in that office who I still talk to today. And those people, okay, I can't say they don't think I'm crazy, but they do know that I'm normal. They do know that I want what's best for the people and that there is nothing in me that wants to harm somebody or doesn't want to do the right thing.
Yeah.
And so that is the great thing. And I think that this is just going to be a great opportunity. And like I said last night when I posted, everybody, get your popcorn because you're going to need some extra butter for this one.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm telling you right now, because this is really going to become just an off of the chain. And now what Russ has done is he has painted Gaskell and Pierce and a lot of these people in a very poor light. Now, they may not think that he has, but you know what? This has given people a platform who are going to run against these people. It's giving them a platform that says they'll attack you. This is exactly why good people don't run for politics. This is why we have what we have in those seats.
Yes.
I mean, I will say, if you look around Madison County, I would say 75% of the people in Madison County, the reason why they don't have jobs or real jobs is because they'd be fired. Here, you can't get fired. So they go to, it's like when they say those who can't, they teach.
Yes.
It's one of those things.
Kate, can you put that picture up I just sent you?
So, I mean, it's what it is. And, I just want, so, I mean, some people are like, if you buy pizza, they might think that you're buying votes. And it's funny because I was out.
Who said that?
And it was cold and it was rainy. I wasn't hungry. We'd been out there for several hours. Probably by this time, we'd already been out there 8 or 9 hours at the polls. And there were so many people there that we were so hungry. So one person bought pizza, probably, I don't know, 15 pizzas. And then the next thing was that person's buying votes.
Oh, yes.
Well, we felt rude to eat in front of people. It's a clear resemblance.
Yeah, this is right. This is just basically this is a color photograph and this is a black and white. And so that's the issue here, but this is the same, clearly the same. Listen, for everybody that has an Android, when it does that thing where in your pictures it says, is this the same person? And it groups them. When I put the picture in of the Phantom of the Opera guy, it grouped him in with Russ. I'm not joking. like it groups. I've got people like, so it was clear enough that I was like, yes, I knew. I was like, what is that face that I think he looks like? And I was like, oh, because for a minute I was thinking of like the Laughing Man, the guy that they made the Joker after. And I was like, no, it's not. It's the Phantom of the Opera dude. And holy shit, was I right, dude? It's fucking, it's the same person. I don't even know what to do. It is the same person.
Well,
so we're going to fight this. We're going to fight it all the way because we have to. You don't have a choice. It would be better to do other stuff. It would have been better to spend an hour and a half, 2 hours talking about her plans and whatnot. But now it's almost stupid to talk about that because we've got to defeat this before we get heavy into that.
Well, the picture that I want to end this wonderful show on is the picture I sent in Messenger just now, because I want you guys to know what a great day it was down at the State House. What a great time it was. And it's always even greater when you have your secretary doing your work for you because he's so frustrated. Yeah. That was the best part of the whole time down there.
Can you put that in there? Thank you. Yeah, let me tell you the story. I maybe agree with Russ and them. Maybe Katherine's not the best person for office because I'm having the same problem with her that I'm having with people in Delaware County, that she's just absolutely incompetent with a computer. And so after we filled out her paperwork the old-fashioned way.
No, before you say this.
Yeah.
I went in there with the paper printed out. It was all certified. It was all done. And the lady's like, yeah, I see you did this paper, but now you'll need to put it on the computer.
And we're like, no, we don't. Take this the old-fashioned way. What is going on? Where is the car with the keys? Where's the pop? Where's the pop machine, man? Where are the payphones at? I'm telling you, dude, what the hell? I cannot deal with this digital world that we live in, man. It is not for me. So Katherine sits down to fill out her paperwork, fills it out, gets it all done. The lady comes back and she's like, okay, how's it going? And Katherine's like, well, I'm done. And I'm like, what did you do? And he's like, did you save it? And Katherine's like, I think I did. I don't know what I did. And the lady's like, well, what did you do? And that second time she said, what did you do? And Katherine's like, well, I don't remember. I was like, get the fuck up. Let me do it. So this is what we had going on. Here I am filling out Katherine's paperwork because Katherine had already filled it out for the first time on a second run through because she had it filled out in hard copy, but apparently they didn't want that. So I am filling out Katherine's paperwork and trying to get the hell out of Dodge.
And see, I want people to know right here. I know how to get people to work. Yeah. I know how to motivate them. Look how intense he was to make sure he was getting it right.
Yes, absolutely.
So it was a good time down there.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah, it was a good time, and I'm glad that we went down there. Hopefully it will not be for nothing. Hopefully we will have a chance to run.
That's right. I will get those interns. I will get motivated. And I will tell you something. I will make it a commitment that every year I make it to every single high school in my district and talk to every government class once a semester and encourage them to register to vote and tell them the importance of it, because that's who we are leaving behind.
Yes.
And that's where we need to spend some time.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, we're going to continue to follow this. We will fight this. We have a hearing on the 16th at 2. The filing deadline is tomorrow at noon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. You only have until noon tomorrow to file. I cannot believe Tim Overton filed today.
I can't believe Rick Gardner filed today.
I cannot believe Rick
Talk
Gardner.
about
Yeah,
pumpkin.
let's talk about this, because Rick Gardner is in his first term as commissioner.
Yes, and
if he
still
wins,
has
2 more years.
Let me tell you people something. Let me just tell you something. It just came to me while we're talking about this, why Rick Gardner went for treasurer. And somebody's going to have to check this, but this is my thinking. My thinking is that he went from making like $78,000 in the auditor's office, then moved to commissioners who only make about 49.
No, they make more than 49,000.
It's right around 49 to 52. Then I think Dan Gert's position makes more than the commissioner. So I have a feeling this is a money grab situation. But I'll have to look up the salaries.
Kate's doing that right now.
So that's my whole big theory with Rick, because we all know he can't manage. Now, if that's not true, if my theory's not true, then the other thing is that he doesn't want anybody to find out what property taxes he's not paying. And so he never answers that question. So that could be the other issue about that. Exactly. What Carrie McFadden's saying, I'm not giving up my medical practice, right?
Oh, yeah, no.
At all. The house only works like 30 days a year in the even years, 60 days on the odd years. For as much money as those senators get, they should be in these schools educating the kids. They should be out there, making rounds to all the kids and touching them on, what a Republican is, what a Democrat is. How do we pick our party? It's when you pull a primary ticket. We should be educating these kids, encouraging them to work the polls at election time. And for anybody who has kids and you're watching this, that's an excused absence day.
Yeah.
If you go work the polls, it's an excused absence. So,
wait, what? Who's 43? The commissioners? Commissioners were 43 in 2024.
No, they were like 49.
She just looked it up.
I'm telling you.
She just looked it up.
I'm telling you because I've looked at that many times over.
You go look it up. And let's see.
Okay, I will look it up. Because some of them make more than our deputies on the sheriff's department, which is absolutely disgusting. And we're still sitting here with no kind of contract for our deputies in the sheriff's department. Talk about ridiculous. That's why they want me to sit down.
Case says 43, 7, 6, 7, 36.
Is that for Gert?
Who's that for?
So Dan Gert makes $65,099.84.
Okay, but look up the commissioner.
So
I'm looking at Olivia Pratt, commissioner, $43,767.36. And we need
I'm live.
Gardner in 2025. Oh, he made $45,000.
Yeah, so it'd be a significant pay raise.
So 45.
Who made 45?
Gardner.
Well, where did the 43 come from?
Olivia
Pratt. Who's
Okay.
the other one? Likens.
Richwine.
Thank you. Let's see. Commissioners. And Richwine made 45.
Tom Eckert made $63,776. So that might be why he's running, come to think about it, because, well, the payday just isn't enough for him. So he'd get quite a bump over there.
Well, sure.
It's a little harder to raise the, see, look at that. Darlene was paid $43,767. So Gardner got a $2,000 raise already. Olivia Pratt didn't have any change. She stayed the same. Tom Eckert, he got a raise from 63 to 65. So I would imagine that that's part of the thing as well. This could backfire if Geringer wins the commissioner seat because Dan Gert has decided to file for commissioner. Culp hasn't filed yet, but he's out walking on doors. As of today, he was out walking. If Geringer wins, Gardner should happen to win as treasurer, which this county would be nuts to put him in there. But he's got nothing to lose because he still has a seat. If he does, and then we have to caucus somebody into the commissioner seat, there's enough Republican chairs that it could change and flip on Richwine.
Yeah.
And Richwine wouldn't hold the majority of the votes.
Yeah, absolutely.
So right now, as of right now, I don't know who else is going to file for commissioner tomorrow, but I would definitely be voting for Geringer before I vote for Gert. Gert doesn't speak up. Gert is almost mute. So he is not going to come to the table. Dan Gert.
Okay, I don't know who he is.
I mean, I don't have any problems with Dan. I'm just saying he's not going to be for the people. He's going to be for whatever John tells him to vote.
Yeah.
So, and the other thing is he's probably tired of being Richwine's little boy because it's always Gardner who has to come to those county council meetings and ask for the money. And he's tired of being, held accountable on that.
Yeah.
So this will be interesting.
It's going to be an interesting election season. I
had no idea we'd get off in fireworks this quick.
I know, it's absolutely crazy.
And didn't I tell you the whole way down? I know they're going to challenge me on something.
Oh yeah, I walked you by the room.
Sure enough, here we are.
Well, you're not challenged. They filed a complaint at the party, but I'm sure they will. So, we'll follow along, Catherine. I appreciate it as always, and we'll see what goes on, and we will go from there. Thank you kindly.
Thank you. Have a great one.
Stay put. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for us. But like I said when the show started, unlike a regular Thursday where I would say, all right, no shows tomorrow or Saturday, we will be on at least a short period tomorrow to go through the filings because tomorrow is the filing deadline at noon, 12 p.m. noon tomorrow, Friday, February 6th. The period to file will end, and we will go through who's running for what up and down the ballot from all of the areas that we watch and monitor. We will have that information, and I will fill you in with anything else that happens between now and then, and that will be Friday. We will then be gone on Saturday, and we will start back Sunday as usual. So, God willing, for all of that. So you guys have a wonderful rest of the evening. Have a wonderful Friday. And we will see what the day brings. You guys take care. God bless. And good night. Goodbye.